First opened back in 1975. There's a look inside the iconic Caesars Superdome in downtown New Orleans. Today we hit Week 10, and we've got a good one in store between the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and the New Orleans Saints. To get us started now, the kicker, Chris Boswell. And we are underway from the Superdome. And we will not see a run back on the opening kickoff. This will be a touchback. They'll start out on the ground. It's Saquon Barkley. And he got blown up on that play. Back at the 20. A bad start there. A big loss on their first play from scrimmage. It's second down. They'll set up to throw. Dancing to his left. He's got a man. That's caught. Left sideline. He'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. Give him 32 on the play.
Execution was one of their watchwords leading up to this one. And on that play, able to execute brilliantly here on this opening drive.
So the line of scrimmage moves all the way across the 50 now as they come up 1st and 10. Barkley, inside handoff. And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. Second down. These two teams, they met in Tampa earlier in the year with the Bucs prevailing in that one. So they'll be looking for the win here in New Orleans to complete the season sweep. The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7. The play action fake. They'll look to throw. Steps away to his left. Now he's going to let it go deep left side. And that will be incomplete. Tried to dial up the long way out there, but it'll be 3rd down.
Brandon, we saw these defenders flying to the football in their win last week, and nothing has changed. They're still moving around quickly and forcing incompletions.
On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. It's caught by Mike Evans. And this is going to be another 1st down as the tackle's made at the Saints' 32-yard line. They give them 14 yards that time and a fresh set of downs. Solid opening drive so far, Charles. They moved this football into field goal range, but you know that they want to cap this off with 6 and not 3.
Absolutely, as one of the better coaches in the league always tells me. On offense, I want to throw body blows all game long and finish it with uppercuts. Well, here are the body blows right now. He's hoping one uppercut will take care of the end of this drive.
In motion goes the tight end. Running again with Barkley on 2nd down. And he'll be brought down at the 21, just shy of the 20 in the red zone. 4 yards the pickup, 1st down. He'll look to throw. Flushed out right. Toward the back corner of the end zone, but he could not get the feet down. This will wind up incomplete. From the 21, it's 2nd and 10. Looking to throw. To Barkley on the check down. And he'll go out of bounds in the red zone just inside the 20. 4 yards the gain, and it'll bring up a third down. And they're getting him involved early.
You feel like they saw something on tape, or they just have a sense with him because he's had a good week of practice or something in that area that they want him involved. Just as you said, they want him to touch it either in the running game or the passing game, but they must like the matchups they're getting.
And this pass broken up. And the contact well timed there, and now 4th down. And his kick is indeed good, and the Bucs take a 3-0 lead. So the opening drive does yield points, maybe not the 7 they wanted, but they'll take the 3.
Accumulating first downs does not go up on the scoreboard, but it does go into the DNA of a team that's trying to establish itself to start a game. That has to feel pretty good for them. They'll take the 3.
Yeah, they had 3 first downs and 3 points. Winston and the Saints now with a 1st and 10, just shy of the 30. They start the drive on the ground. Kamara, and he'll be tackled at about the 35. It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
6 yards on that last play. Here's 2nd and 4. Jameis to throw it. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. Just a gain of a couple there. And that'll leave him with a 3rd and just a yard. Here's Kamara trying to run for it. And I don't think Kamara got there. Looks like they stopped him short. No gain on the play there, and it'll bring up 4th down. Strong start by this defense. 3rd and short, they go with a run. Stonewalled for no gain.
I played for a guy who always talked about setting tones and meeting force with force. That felt like it on that play, didn't it? And they met it in a big way and won. What a great job by the defense.
Needing the tough yards, they run it with their fullback. And he is going to have the Saints first down as they manage to convert. And that'll keep the drive alive. A big roll of the dice on 4th and 1, but it pays off. They convert. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Here's Winston. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. So that'll be no better than an incompletion, and it's 2nd down. The Saints at 6 and 3 on the year, and they come in playing pretty well, 6 and 3 in their last 9.
And I thought that they played pretty well last week. Their execution, their discipline, their resilience, all on display in that victory.
Oh, the Buccaneer pressure too much. Down he goes. That winds up pushing him back 11 yards on the sack. And that'll bring up 3rd. So now after the sack, Winston and the Saints needing to figure out what to do. Tough play, 3rd and long. And that's going to be incomplete. The contact there enough to jar that ball free. And it brings up 4th down. Jake Bailey on now to punt here on 4th down. This is taken at the 23. A 7-yard return following a punt of 45 yards. And the Bucs will get ready to go on offense. The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession. And they dipped a game below 500 following the loss last week. And you get the sense that maybe this team's at a little bit of a crossroads here.
Yeah, I think that's a really good way to put it, because what's that old malaprop? If you come to a fork in the road, take it. Because this crew, they're losing ground fast. They've got to start winning some ball games. And the good teams, they're starting to separate themselves, and these guys are being left behind.
A 1st down carry for Barkley. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8. 2nd and 2. This defense for the Saints, they played extremely well last week in the win over Atlanta.
Yeah, and what stood out to me on tape, the way they were flying to the football. So that tells me that they've got all their assignments down, and they're playing with extreme confidence.
And this is going to be another first down as the tackle's made at the Saints 42. 3-0 after one on EA Sports. So in Saints territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 42-yard line. Back to throw. Rolling to his right. And this is caught. I think he got that with one hand. They had to settle for 3 last drive, hoping this second go-around ends in 6. In good position, 1st and 10. From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. They'll roll him out right. His throw caught right around the 6. And he will be brought down at about the 6-yard line. We knew he was close to the line of scrimmage, and they say he stepped over.
Well, when you see him in that position, you think he's become a runner. As a DB, you start to react towards the line of scrimmage. They can often throw it over your head.
And it'll be intercepted. Picked off by Paulson Adebo. And the Saints are going to get the football here as the ball will come out to the 20. They begin on the ground with Kamara. And he goes nowhere. He'll lose yardage back at the 17. Call it a full 3 yards in the wrong direction there. Brings up 2nd down.
Yeah, another negative play in an early down situation. This one to start the drive. You're putting a lot of pressure on your quarterback to bail you out when you're in 2nd and long yardage.
Play action now. Winston. And incomplete on the deep ball.
That's an excellent play by the defender. He diagnosed that one, closed quickly, and helped force the incompletion.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Working out of the gun, Winston. Escaping the pressure right. On the run, he'll let it go deep, right sideline. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down.
That looks like it's going to be 2 empty possessions now to start this football game. I think they're going to have to sit down and talk about what worked for them last week in their win. Sometimes you over-game plan, overthink things, get back to what works.
Fourth down, Winston. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. Boy, a real head-scratcher there. And, boy, possession here turns over with the football already being in the red zone. So from the 17 now, here's a 1st and 10. They'll start out here with a jet sweep. And he'll be stopped after a gain of only a couple down to the 15-yard line. Second down and 8. Up the middle with Barkley. And all the way down inside the 5 to the 4. It's a good gain of 11. Sets him up 1st and goal. Nwangu going to get it on the counter. And the hole closes quickly here. He can fight only to about the 4. So they've been in the red zone 3 times, and it's yielded just 3 points. Can they find the end zone here on 2nd and goal? They'll drop to throw. This one goes out wide for Barkley. And he's going to be stopped up right at the line of scrimmage. So back-to-back plays, each get nothing. And now what we have here, a 3rd and goal. On play action, they'll throw. It'll buy some time right. To the goal line, but it's incomplete.
Like what I see so far out of this defense, because they've been showing their best coverages on 3rd down. So far, only allowed 1 conversion on a handful of attempts. One area of their game plan that they've executed to perfection.
And this one is right through. And they're able to double their lead in this first half. It's 6-0. So another good job defensively, because they've allowed 3 trips into the red zone, but only the 2 field goals.
Yeah, that's the bend but don't break, isn't it? And they really didn't get broken at all, because if you're running off the field having allowed 2 field goals and 3 trips in the red zone, you've actually come out ahead.
Yeah, flip it over to the other side. The offense, they'll hope to cash in for 6 next trip. The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. And they have the game here, followed by the open date on their calendar next weekend. And Charles, this is a crew that you have to think really is relishing the opportunity to be on the couch for a few days.
Yeah, they certainly are, but let's face it, partner. They can't get caught looking ahead to that couch time while they're playing this one. They've got to take care of business first.
Here's a 2nd and 2 now from the 33. Two yards, good enough for a first.
But we always talk about good down and distance, allowing offenses to expand their playbook. Well, 2nd and 2, that means your playbook's wide open. You can run just about anything. But a lot of times, the play caller, he just looks down at his sheet, sees the short yardage runs, and goes to one of those.
Now he's going to throw it back deep over the middle. And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
Scramble drill there, partner. Some teams have some pretty good rules for it. Others are just saying, make sure you work your way back into the sight lines of your quarterback, even if you take the play deep. And that's what they attempted to do on that one, unable to connect.
Off the play fake, Winston. And he's just going to get rid of this thing. To no one here. He throws it away, and now it's 3rd.
To this point, I've been impressed with the work defensively. They have not allowed a lot of receivers to run free. And there's another example, another incompletion.
On 3rd down, Winston. And that's caught inside the 35. And he's going to get this down near the 25.
This offense has been slow to get started, but that play will certainly give them a little bit of life. Maybe the late wake-up call that they had been seeking.
Now a 1st down carry. It's Kamara. And he'll get this forward only for about a yard, as that's going to take us to the 2-minute warning. Two runs in a row, but only 2 yards to show for it.
Well, that call makes sense because they've been throwing it well on this drive, and once again they show passing formation, showing the shotgun. Then they ran out of it. That's a nice play by them defensively, though, to hold it to a short gain.
Winston from the gun on 3rd down. And he's going to hook up with his big tight end, complete. And oh, he's just going to be short here, barely. Maybe by a half a foot. It'll be 4th and inches. Winston to throw for it on 4th. Oh, into a sea of defenders and intercepted. Picked off by Jamel Dean. He's at the 50. He's at the 30. 10. And it's a pick 6. He brings it back to the house for a Buccaneer TD. So they go on fourth down. Not only do they not get it, it turns into 6 points the other way. Disastrous.
And many people think you should just go ahead and knock it down in that situation. Turn it over for the offense. But I had a defensive coordinator recently tell me, we see that as a passive play. We don't do that anymore. We want the ball in our hands, and we want to head the other way.
It's probably also instinct a lot of times. If you see a lot of green grass ahead of you, go ahead and grab it.
It's the exact right play to do. That's knowing when to break the rules and when to make a play that maybe you hadn't been taught.
And here comes a return from a few steps into the end zone. And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback. Getting set for their next drive, the New Orleans offense. Well, not much time remains here in this first half. We'll see if they can get something out of this drive, at least a field goal. They could certainly use it. Down by 2 scores. And seeing no options, he just tosses this one away, incomplete. Now that'll bring up second down.
Well, this is a half where not just the coverage, but the entire defense is setting the tone in this game.
An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Winston now. And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's 3rd down. So back-to-back incompletions, and that has him staring at a 3rd and 10. Winston. And that's going to be incomplete. The coverage too good there. The contact popped the ball free, and it's 4th down. On is Jake Bailey to send this one away. His first punt, 48 yards. This one looks equally as good. Fielded at the 33. And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. A pretty good return, all things considered, but holding.
I agree with you totally. It's actually a return that they were going to be very proud of. But when you end up holding and bringing it back, now your offense has to start a little bit deeper in their own territory.
So the special teams penalty cost some yardage there as they come out on 1st and 10. Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. Sliding out of the pocket. They'll get this to Nwangu. And he will step out of bounds here inside the 30. A big play there just before halftime. 43 yards.
A lot of running backs in the passing game, they're just used to check it down to them or maybe dump off passes. But this guy, they use him to stretch the field, don't they?
He stretched it right there, turned it into a really nice game. And his kick here is good. And that will extend their lead even further. So he's been a busy man here in this first half. That's 3 field goals for him now.
And not just 3 field goals, but 3 for 3. So even though the offense has struggled a bit putting it in the end zone, they've still been able to come away with points due to his leg.
It's a squibber picked up around the 27. And he's able to get this all the way to the 40 before going out of bounds. So we reach halftime in what's been a fairly one-sided game so far. As we send you on over to Orlando for Jonathan Coachman in our EA Sports Halftime Report. Take it away, Coach. The Saints going to go on offense first, and they trail here as we begin quarter number 3. This will be brought out from the middle of the end zone. And he'll get it up past the 20 to about the 22. The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. And right out of the gate, they face what you'd think could be a pretty important drive.
I would say so. You know, they're down 2 scores. That's not the end of the world. It wasn't the strongest of first halves, but for them to start clawing back, they've got to start putting a little pressure on that defense, start cutting into this deficit. You can't have 3 and outs and expect to get that done.
One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry. And he's able to take this one up to the 35-yard line. 4 yards the pickup, first down. Not a whole lot there. The defense was ready, it looked, for that run-pass option.
You get the sense that next time he has that opportunity, he may keep it himself and get to the perimeter. Probably owes his back a little bit of an apology on that one, huh?
He's got a man complete. And he is out of bounds inside the 35. It'll go as an impressive 31-yard gain. On play action, Winston. He lets this one fly toward the back of the end zone. And he's got him. It's caught in the end zone. Touchdown, New Orleans. Chase Claypool, his first touchdown on the year. And the Saints are able to cut into this lead as they score on the opening drive of the second half. So they called it a touchdown originally, and this will stay a touchdown after the video review, so they had it right. Winston to throw for it. And this is going to be caught, so they do get it. And the 2 points, now they're back down to a one-score deficit. Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown. Kene Nwangwu now out of his end zone. The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession. But Charles, they still have the lead despite their defense giving up a touchdown on the previous possession. And even though they have that lead, it feels like a back-and-forth ball game where to try to get momentum back, maybe they need at least 3 here on this drive.
I think you're right about that, Brandon, because your game plan doesn't change. I do believe your urgency does because of the last score that went against your team. So what you want to do now is have your own drive and try and make sure that that momentum stays in your camp.
Now a throw here to his running back. And down he'll go at the 25. They get 7 out of that, so they're left with a 3rd and 3. He was out there waving his arms, and when you got a quarterback out of the pocket looking for any help, I guess waving the arms is helpful.
It certainly is, because you got to get his attention, because now you're in scramble drill. So everyone's adjusting their routes, finding open space, and he found the right spot for the completion.
On 3rd and short, they'll try and pick it up through the air. Wide open receiver complete. Now here's a little touch pass as they tap it quickly to their receiver. And he's going to be hemmed in and brought down right at the line of scrimmage. Glad to be in the great city of New Orleans, rolling along here in the 3rd quarter, 2nd and 10. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. And he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. 23 yards the pickup there.
On any given pass play, you never know exactly where your exit points are going to be. On this play, he was flushed to his left, still on the run, able to accurately throw the football for a nice 1st down.
They go play action here on 1st down. Oh, he's thinking end zone for Evans. And this is intercepted, but they'll say out of bounds. Oh, very close to a turnover there in the end zone.
But you got to think that sooner or later, they're going to hit one of those, but the coverage has been excellent thus far, and it was again on the last play.
Again, he'll drop to throw, eluding the pressure right. And that one too far in front. He couldn't reel it in. It's incomplete.
Martin, I think he's got to be careful as he continues to try to extend plays because he's already been intercepted in this game. And the coverage, they continue to challenge all of his receivers downfield.
Back to throw again. Steps away. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
Well, you know me, whether you need it or not, I'm going to give a little unsolicited advice. Just throw it downfield out of the pocket, only if you're absolutely sure. Otherwise, use your running ability and try to get those yards a safer way.
And this one is right down the middle. And that will extend their lead even further. So 3 points, response there to that opening touchdown of this third quarter.
And that's an important 3, both in terms of adding to your lead, but also letting the other guys know you're not going to just come out in the second half and take over.
Getting set for their next drive, the New Orleans offense. Right now, Charles, it just feels like they're trying to keep pace. They did score the touchdown last time out, but they still trail by double digits here. We'll see if this offense is once again up to the task.
Yeah, and I think that after the last drive, they've got to be pretty revved up, don't you think? Everything they were doing was working pretty well. They go back out there with the same mindset, play at the same tempo and the same pace. Still a lot of time left to make something happen in this one.
4 yards on the pickup there as it'll leave them with a third and about 4 more for a first.
Well, they still have time to get them established, but in my estimation, they've got to pick up the urgency here. They've got to get quickly in and out of the huddle and run off a bunch more plays.
They go play action. Winston. Flush to his right, and he'll just toss it away. So he throws it away, and that brings up 4th down.
Well, defensively, they haven't let him just sit in the pocket and get comfortable, and that's opposite a lot of game plans in today's NFL. Ordinarily, you're trying to keep the quarterback hemmed in. In this case, they brought the heat, and if he flushes out, they're fine with that, and they force another incompletion.
And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. Boy, a curious decision to go for it. Doesn't pan out, and the Bucs are going to take over with excellent field position to boot. Now a play fake here on 1st down. He's going to take a shot right away for the end zone. And he's got it. Caught in the end zone. Touchdown, Tampa Bay. A great play there with touchdown number 7 on the year. And the Buccaneers are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. And now, of course, all scoring plays are reviewed, and I think they're going to take an extra long look at this one. They'll try and throw for it. And this is going to be intercepted. Marcus May with a pick.
It's interesting that when it comes to 2-point conversions, even heavy run teams tend to throw the ball in these situations. In this case, this one was intercepted.
Yeah, they weren't fooled. They were ready for the pass, picked it off. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And this is going to be returned from the middle of the end zone. And he returns this to the 22. The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. I kind of feel like they've reached a do-or-die point in this game, Charles. If they're going to try to pull off an impressive comeback, it has to start right here, right now.
Yeah, now they've got a final chance to get out of this situation, but they also understand they've got to move the ball and move it fast. In addition, they need to save as much time so they can get 2 more possessions.
On 2nd down, Kamara. And he's going to get this one across the 30-yard line. 10 yards, good for his Saints, 1st down. From the gun, Winston. Over the middle, into the hands of Michael Thomas. And he has a big gain inside the 40 before being dropped. The catch and run pays off for 29 yards.
Of course, the catch was nice, but how about what happened after? Able to stay on his feet and gain all that additional yardage. So many of these slot guys, I think, have running back in their background.
And now a throw on first down there, but it's incomplete.
You get the sense that they're saying we're not playing up to what we're capable of, and we're deep enough into the game that the early jitters are long gone, that they should now have some sense of continuity and be able to make some of these plays that they have not been doing so far.
A 10th carry for Kamara. And a very determined run there as he'll take this all the way down to the 27. Good effort. So that time they got the left guard with a hold.
And let's face it, in today's ball, you might have that 330-pound guy you're supposed to clear out of there. You might need a little bit of extra help by grabbing the jersey and trying to ride him out.
Play fake. Winston. Flushed out right. And Winston lost the football. And it's picked up by the Buccaneers. 30. Past the 20. And he returns it to the end zone. A fumble recovery touchdown for the Bucs. Huge, huge play by the defense, not only to force the fumble, obviously, but to return it for a touchdown.
And I know it's no fun for anyone who plays offense, but isn't it fun to see how a defense rallies when there's a fumble return and everyone tries to find someone to block and bring it all the way home?
I always like their celebrations because they don't get there that often.
No, they're not choreographed very well usually.
And you can bet they're preaching two hands on the ball here as the kick's away following that fumble return. And they'll put up the stop sign there as his guys will get it at the 25. Getting set for their next drive, the New Orleans offense. Well, we haven't exactly been treated to a nail-biter in this one, CD, and if they cannot score here, this one's pretty much all but over.
Are you saying that you feel like people are starting to think about getting out of here and maybe beating the traffic in order to get home or to their final destination?
Yeah, I don't think there's a whole lot of reason to hang around, especially if they can't score here.
Yeah, you're right about that because it has been pretty clear who the better team has been in this one. And in a league that we talk about every game being a one-score game as we go into it, watching this blowout, let's just say it's been unusual.
And this will wind up a Saints first down as he'll get this up to about the 42.
Any team that runs the toss and runs it successfully, that means they win the battle on the edges. That means you seal the edge in order to let your back get to the corner. They got it done there for a very nice game.
So after the run by Kamara, now another 1st and 10. One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry. And able to work about 5 yards out of this as he's taken down up near the 47.
Brandon, 5 yards on that run. Let's get back to the huddle and make sure if you're a back, you spend time with your offensive line and give them credit. Hard to move those 300-plus pounders at the line of scrimmage, and they did for a significant chunk of yardage.
A loss on that play, and now 3rd down gets tougher. 3rd and 6. They are in need of 6 yards here if they hope to move the chains. To throw, Winston. Escaping the pressure right. And incomplete. He had nowhere to throw, so he just tossed it away. But that brings up 4th.
And that's another play that's painted the picture of this game overall. It's been a blowout. It's been continually fueled by big turnovers and stops for one side and an inability to advance the ball from the other.
And he comes back with one complete. And he is going to have the Saints first down as they manage to convert. And that'll keep the drive alive. Throwing, Winston. They'll get this out to Kamara. And they're going to get this down near the 35-yard line. 2nd and 6. Again, it's Winston. A quick throw there going to be batted away and incomplete.
At this point in the game, they've got to continue to try anything they can. They're still working at it, even though this one feels like a lost cause.
Now Winston. Oh, had his hands on it, couldn't bring it in. Pretty symptomatic of how this game's been going. Well, the trials and tribulations of being a quarterback in this league, it's tough. It's got to be wearing on him out there.
Well, he has been sacked a number of times. He had an interception, so I'm going to give him a skosh of credit for hanging in there and trying to make something happen, despite the amount of pressure he's been under this entire game.
Open man is Michael Thomas. And he is going to have the Saints first down as they'll get the conversion on a gain of 14. From the shotgun, it's Winston. He's got a man. It's his tight end. That's complete. And they've got it inside the 10 at the 8. Another nice gain, 13 yards that time, and another first down. Jameis again. And he's got it. Touchdown, Saints. Chase Claypool with 2 touchdowns on the season, both in this game. And the Saints are able to cut into that deficit. Extra point put through by Boswell. And that'll cut the lead down to 18. Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown. Nwangu now from his end zone. Oh, a good return up past the 30. And they got to be pleased with this. He brings it all the way up to the 40-yard line.
Now that's the kind of return you're looking for. To get to that spot on the field, that allows you to do a lot of things on offense.
The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession. And this game, it could very well turn out to be the shocker of the weekend. Not too many expecting them to come in here and win. And they're not just winning, they're dominating. And now trying to finish this one off. And a flag comes in as that one falls incomplete. Well, let's see who this is on. They lose the yardage, and of course they also lose the down on the grounding call, and it's quickly 2nd and long. Rolling to his right. On the run, he'll let this go deep right side. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there, trying to take a shot, but it's 3rd down.
Well, even with a huge lead, he was looking for more points. Wanted the deep shot downfield. That one goes incomplete. Obviously, he wants to put more points on the board.
This offense on 3rd down today, 2 for 5 to this point. This will be 3rd and forever. He'll drop to throw. He's going to try and go deep again. And unable to connect, incomplete. I'll give them credit, they took their shot, but it's going to bring up 4th down.
Oftentimes when you're losing a game and the team's still throwing with this kind of a lead, you start playing a little more physically. And they took that opportunity right there to be extremely physical and force that incompletion.
Back to throw here. Eluding the pressure, and he's brought down. Can't do anything with a football. It's a sack and a turnover on downs. The Bucs try it on 4th down, but come up empty. And now possession will go over inside the 15-yard line. Here's a pass swung out left to his running back. Nothing on that one. It'll be 2nd down.
That's a nice job defensively to make sure everyone was accounted for, because ordinarily you pick up the guys downfield and sometimes you forget about the running back. In this case, they did not and dropped him for no gain.
To throw again on 2nd down. Winston. He finds his man. Complete. It's Fletcher. And he goes backwards here, losing yardage back to the 16. It'll be a loss of 4 yards on the play. And it'll be a 3rd and about 13. And not an easy spot here. They'll be in search of 13 yards to try to pick up the first. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Flush to his right. And probably the wise decision there. No one open. He just throws it away. And that keeps the field goal on the table as it's 4th down. As expected, they're going for it to keep the drive alive. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. The Saints' decision to go for it backfires. And the Buccaneers' defense holds, and they get the football back. The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession. Been a very strong performance for them, really, on both sides of the football. The turnover on downs, the most recent example. And now, obviously, he's got a man complete. And they're going to get this down to about the 37. A big play that time for Tampa Bay. 46 yards.
Even with the big lead here in the fourth, it still bombs away. And frankly, it's working. Why should they stop? Go ahead and keep firing away and gaining those yards.
And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's second down.
They're certainly not letting up on the pressure in this one, and oftentimes you hear this expression, all gas, no break from defenses. But in this case, it's the offense still throwing the football up big in the fourth quarter.
Flush, and he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. That winds up pushing it back 11 yards on the sack. And that'll bring up third.
Brandon, that's just football 101. If you're out of the pocket, you've got to get rid of the football in this situation. You cannot take a sack in a 2-minute drill.
Under pressure, they got him again. The Saints going to call the first of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. They'll set up to throw. Going down the middle, and it's complete. But they're going to wrap him up as he'll go down well short of a first. The Bucs try it on fourth down, but come up empty. And it'll be a turnover on downs. The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. Now, this game went off the rails early for them and never really got back on track. And these fans, they were expecting to be on the other side of the scoreboard, but that is not the case as we play on here in this fourth quarter. Looking to throw again on second down. Winston escaping the pressure right. Drops this off to Kamara out of the backfield. It'll be a loss of a yard, and that's going to lead to a 3rd and 4 coming up. In search of 4 yards here to pick up the first down. Now Winston. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
We've seen this quite a few times in this game. Offensive line unable to keep leverage, unable to keep people away, facing a lot of pressure. Fortunate just to get rid of it.
One of the reasons they're down is that inability, though, to stop the pressure. We saw another example of it there. Now they go for it on fourth, but this one is going to wind up incomplete. They had to go for it with such little time remaining, and that will force a turnover on downs. And they'll come out with a 3 tight end look on the first play of the drive. That one looks like he'll throw here. Rolling to his left. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Marcus May with a pick. And the Saints are going to take possession as they've got it at the 42-yard line. CD, I know it's just his second year in the league as a quarterback, but that's going to be one when he flips on the tape. He's like, I shouldn't have thrown that ball.
No doubt about it, and his coaching staff will be emphatic about he shouldn't have thrown that ball. But remember, second year, as you noted, on the job.
He rifles one that's intercepted. Carlton Davis picks it, and the Buccaneers come up with a late turnover, but it will probably only matter to the statisticians as this ball